Tear gas, gunshots, a man shot dead, a senator speaking his mind on national issues. Kenya's opposition political landscape delivered one of its most explosive weekends in recent memory on Sunday, February 15, 2026. The day's most dramatic event unfolded in Kitengela, Kajiado County, where ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna and his Linda Mwananchi faction had organized a public rally as part of their national tour. The event drew thousands of supporters who lined the Nairobi-Namanga Road for nearly early morning. The tension had begun building before the rally even began. An unidentified individual had pulled down a billboard bearing image of Linda Mwananchi leaders at the Mombasa Road interchange, while police dispatched a group of youth allegedly ferried from Ongata Rongai to disrupt proceedings. The stage and sound equipment had also been destroyed earlier that morning before the leaders arrived. Edwin Sifuna had warned his supporters during a church service at ACK St. Peter's in Kisanjo that morning that he was already aware of plans to sabotage the Kitengela gathering. He addressed the congregation about what he described as leadership in Nairobi crippling in national progress through corruption and abduction, and invoked the legacy of the late ODM founder Raila Odinga as the inspiration behind the Linda Mwananchi movement. He urged supporters to show up in defiance of intimidation, arguing that numbers were the opposition's most effective shield against disruption. When the rally began in Kitengela town, the atmosphere remained charged but initially controlled. Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino, Siaya Governor James Orengo, Sapoti MP Caleb Amisi, and former Makadara MP Ruben Dolo were among the leaders who addressed the crowd. Orengo told supporters that Sifuna-led team was a true inheritor of Raila's vision, attacking the rival ODM faction, allied with the party leader Oburu Oginga for what he called compromising the party's founding principles. He added that the movement was not about the 2027 election alone, but about a broader national liberation mission. Anti-riot police then moved in and lobbed tear gas cannons directly into the crowd as Sifuna was on the podium. A gunshot rang out in a thick cloud of tear gas engulfed the town center. Border riders, traders, and attendees flee in all directions, and several people were injured in the stampede. One attendee, Vincent Amoya, was shot in the eye. The bullet exited through the back of his head. His family confirmed his death at City Mortuary on Monday, February 16th. The United Opposition later stated that 2 people were killed and at least 50 people injured. Sifuna standing firm as the rally was brought to an abrupt halt, urging supporters to remain calm amid the chaos. After the incident, he took to social media to thank Kitengela residents for showing up despite the violence and vowed that the Linda Mwananchi tour would continue. He stated that the state actors had first deployed their equipment in the morning, then the tear gas a peaceful assembly, but that the campaign would not be deterred. He characterized the disruption
We have
as
over
a
10,000
of a
households that are
government
affected
rattled by
by
an
drought.
energy
The second notable thing, Honorable Speaker, the study found that the top 1% in Kenya controls 78% of the country. Mikutano yetu
ilidhihirika mkutano huo uliopangwa na Seneta Edwin Sifuna ambaye pia ni katibu mkuu asiyetakikana na vigogo wa ODM ulikuwa mkubwa katika barabara.
With death is linked to what he described as needless police actions against a peaceful assembly. Ruto noted that the government embarrassment following the January 25 tear-gas at ACK with a charge in Ottaya had forcibly temporary period of restraint during which opposition rallies in Murang'a and Ottaya proceeded without interference. He said it was telling that the disruption had resumed in Kitengela. Ruto further argued that President Ruto's administration had been working to project an image of popularity in region where genuine grassroots support was thin. He stated that the government was assembling paid crowds, sometimes numbering around 8,000 people, dressed in branded colors to manufacture the appearance of mass support in specific regions. He contrasted this with opposition rallies, which he said drew organic, self-motivated crowds whose size consistently exposed the gap between the government projected popularity and its actual standing. He added that the dispersing
the senator from Mandera was just briefing me on the drought situation there. There have over 10,000 households that are affected by drought. The second notable thing, Honorable Speaker, the study found
ilidhihirika mkutano huo uliopangwa na Seneta Edwin Sifuna ambaye pia ni katibu mkuu asiyetakikana na vigogo wa ODM ulikuwa mkubwa katika barabara kuu katikati ya mji huo.
In the current political climate, he maintained that the demonstration of 2023 and 2024 were not organized or funded by
over 10,000 households that are affected by drought. The second notable thing, Honorable Speaker, the study found that the top 1% in Kenya controls 78% of the country's financial wealth.
While agencies citizens to convert their political energy into electoral action by registering as voters ahead of the 2027 general election, stating that the ballot remained the most effective means of holding the government into account.